Walking away from an unhealthy marriage should feel like freedom. But today's guest, it was only the beginning of a deeper battle. A year after leaving, she was still haunted by self-doubt, drained by legal fights, and running on empty as a mother. Then she asked one question that changed everything. What if there's another way? That question set her on a relentless search for healing. A journey that's taken her from broken to unshakable. This is her story. Matina Singh is not just a survivor, she's a force for transformation, a certified emotional code practitioner, divorce recovery coach, and meditation guide. She helps people break free from the emotional chains of the past and step boldly into their next chapter. After walking her own road through abuse, self doubt, and the long shadow of divorce, she rebuilt her life from the inside out. And now she's on a mission to help others do the same. Martina, welcome to Attention is the Currency. Great to have you on the show today.
Oh, thank you so much for such a lovely introduction, Daniel. Appreciate it.
Very welcome. It doesn't do you justice, Martina. We've done all the research. We know that you're doing amazing work in the world. And but we'll get straight in because everyone wants to hear about your story and know
Mhm.
where it all started. So, what was the real cost of staying in your marriage, and when did you know it was time to go?
Gosh, you know, we all have this inner voice that is nudging us, is telling us something, and we hear it, but we play so well as if we don't hear it. And we tuck it away, we tuck it away, we tuck it away. For the last, I'm going to say 4 years of my marriage, I was tucking away that voice. And I was pretending that everything was okay, putting up a smile for everyone else while down inside I was miserable. Trying to do the right thing by society, by family, by everyone else except myself. So I knew very early on that it wasn't going to be great. But that promise to myself that I was going to make this marriage work, the promise to my family that I was going to make the family work, to society at large, was something that had kept me in this narrative that I must figure it out. I must sacrifice for the sake of my family. And many women do that. Even today, we're in 2025 and we still do it. For the sake of family, for the sake of this person, for the sake of that person. But what is really truly hiding behind all of that is fear.
100%. Well, I'm sure, I know many men can relate with that as well. I think it's definitely
Oh,
that
yes.
society construct, and I know that the men relate to a lot of your work. And you've described that year after leaving as one of the hardest. Why was freedom still so heavy?
When you never have experienced freedom in your life and you've always fulfilled some type of role, like I'm from an Indian background. So I grew up in a pretty strict manner where I had to obey and listen to my parents and do what was okayed and valued as a society and as a family. And then after that, I became a wife. So now I have a husband to answer to and to create a life with. Even though I was always very educated, very self standing, and making sure everything's organized and everyone is happy, deep down, it was always in that fulfillment of others. So now, being on my own with three young children around me who depend on me and who only have me because my family lives in Europe and I live in Canada. So I don't have direct family around. At that time, no one of my family was there. Now I'm lucky to have my sister around, but at that time I didn't have that. So imagine being of Indian descent, no family around, having no one to answer to and no one to tell me what to do. Actually, I had three kids looking at me as to you tell us what to do and how to live. So it was very heavy because I did not know what that felt like. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what that could mold into. So, as a perfect mother, I poured into my children, but still feeling depleted and empty inside. So, yes, 1.5 years later, I was still crying quietly on the couch. Was I safe? Yes. Was I happier than before? Yes. Had I had my children up in their own bedrooms, happy and fed and all of it? Yes. But life is more than that. When we dive into ourselves and understand ourselves, what we want, what we like, what we don't like, we get to open a Pandora box where it's like, ooh, this jewel is nice. Ooh, that is cute. Oh, this is more shiny. And I did not know what that looked like.
This abundance of choices, and it's a
Absolutely abundance of choices, but also abundance of, oh, hold on. There's a Pandora box here? I never knew that. And for me, that wake up call was Tony Robbins. I prayed so hard to give me a sign. I don't want to be crying. I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to be sitting in my bedroom and feeling alone. And even though I am trying to do everything right, but it doesn't feel I have any control of anything. So when I heard Tony and he was like, so many people will tell you what they don't want, but they do not know what they want. I was one of them.
yeah. That's it's powerful because well, I think people going through that all different. Well, a lot of people in life just aren't hitting the what's making them happy or fulfilled. So
Mhm.
it's and looking back, what do you wish someone had told you about the emotional aftermath beforehand? Is there advice that they could pass on?
I'm going to give you the advice that I hoped I had heard while I was still in the marriage,
Yes.
which is do what you can and let go what you have no control over. What I mean by that is instead of discarding your own feelings and honoring the other people, the other person, be that your partner, be that your family, be that your children, whomever, lean into what it could look like for you and how you could create a better foundation for yourself and hear your emotions, feel your emotions, be with your emotions while you're going through that turmoil. I suppressed, Daniel. I suppressed so much that when I was alone, that volcano had to burst. And I cried, I'm going to say almost a year. And I, even though this was a marriage that I ended, even though it was something that I wasn't okay with when there was emotional abuse, when there was financial abuse, when there was even physical abuse, there were moments in my life after leaving him where it's like, should I go back just to make it easier?
Yeah.
Because that was a devil that was known. And when you step into a new life, you do not know what tomorrow brings.
100%. So tell us about the moment you asked about the what if there's another way from there? What if, yeah,
I remember this moment as if it was yesterday, and it's been now 9 years since that moment. And I was literally sitting on my couch in the dark. My kids were peacefully sleeping in their bedrooms, and I was crying silently and literally asking myself the question, what is wrong with me? Why am I not happy? Why am I not content? Why am I still feeling that something is missing? And that there's something bigger than that I cannot see right now that's meant for me. And as I was sitting in that moment, all I could hear is, but there is more. There is more. So when you hear that and you don't know what that more is, the best way I could have discovered that was to take a dive deep inside of myself, understand what the emotions were that I had dealt with and that I had suppressed for years and years and years. Understand the people that I had honored more than myself. Understand that my children, even though they're so little, could feel the energy of the room and be in the knowing that there was something wrong. Children are very, very smart. They pick up energy before they will pick up your words. So we can tell our kids everything is okay. Look, mommy loves you. Mommy loves him. Mommy loves everyone. But they're like, yeah, sure you do. They know. And I had to face that for myself in that moment. I sit with that discomfort. But what I know now is that discomfort will only last a few moments if I sit with it. But if I suppress it, it will stay with me and it will turn into diseases in my body. And I couldn't let that happen, not for the sake of my kids. We say so many times, for the sake of my kids, I'm staying in a marriage that is not working. Please do yourself a favor and take the risk. Because when you know deep down inside that it is not working, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. When you know, then please step out of it. Do yourself a service, do your children a service, do your partner a service. And if both of you are at that level where like we can still make it happen, we can still make it work, then work on it. Because I am not pro or against divorce. What I am and what I have learned to be against is for us to suppress our emotions, for us to pretend our life is okay and handy dandy. Look at me smiling.
It's definitely pursuing the truth of life, and I think as we became adults and we reflect and we do remember things from our childhood, and they have formed our opinions of life. Because I know that when my parents separated, I actually built a better relationship with both of them during that time. And but I reflect on how things were before and after, and it's just yeah, the best. I think the having a healthy, happy home is really where you went to from there. Is that the
Mm. Kids want happy parents.
yeah? Well, whether it's one or two parents in the moment, so
And this is the other thing, Daniel, which I had to come to terms with. For me, it was very important for them to still have access to their dad.
yeah.
So much so that I took it upon myself to make sure that they had a relationship with him. Until I came to a realization that I am pushing a relationship versus he is pursuing his relationship. And when I gave myself permission to let that go and to realize that my relationship with my children is based on the actions, the care that I am providing for them. And his relationship with his children is the same way. It's not something that I can mend or create or make better, just like he cannot create that and make better for me. So let go of this pressure that we put on ourselves as parents because we want to so badly provide the happy, perfect home for our children.
As you, yeah,
I
well,
don't know.
yes, as you said, you can only control what you can control. and that was your a massive realization, and it's and then you went from there. You invested years, energy, and thousands of dollars into finding answers. What do you learn about what really works?
You know, it's a journey. It's a journey when you choose to decide that there is more for me and I'm going to discover this more. And my journey, even though it started with Tony Robbins and his community that he has created, and I've made amazing friends from his community. I also was curious to step in and dabble into other platforms. So I've done Lifebook, I've done Mind Valley, I've done different courses from different people just because there was something resonating in me when they were speaking. So just like that, we all have people in the world that when we say something, it just hits you. It just like, oh my God, are you telling my story? I feel this way and I am going through this. And I've had amazing clients who are like, when you talk, I'm just mesmerized by your speech and how you convey things. And I'm like, but I had to work on this. This embodiment that you're seeing right now is wonderful, but I had to embody and learn to embody myself, to honor myself, because there was a period of time where I never did that. So, yes, I invested and chose to invest thousands of dollars in me versus buying a home because when I invest here, that is going to give me a bigger, better currency ROI than a house ever can. But this is a sad part also. When it comes to marriage, we are okay to spending 50 to 80K. When it comes to death, we're okay to spending 40 to 80K. But when it comes to life, we stop and we think, can I really invest $1,000 into this course? Is this a wise decision for me to do it right now? This person is speaking to me. They're offering exactly what I've been looking for. But you know what? I need to sit down with this. I need to think about this. I need to ponder upon this. And we miss out an opportunity where we could have healed faster. I missed out on so many opportunities while I was in marriage because I was like, no, 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 I can't invest on myself. This money must go here, must do this, must do that. If only I had invested starting from my life and literally assigning budget to me in whatever speaks to me. Be that spirituality, be that a retreat, be that a person that I want to work one on one with, be that a coach, a therapist, whatever it is, whatever sinks to your heart, step into it, try it. Because only when we try will we understand if this is the right thing for us. I find myself so lucky, Daniel, that I have dabbled into amazing experiences. I've created amazing friendships and have amazing clients all over the world just because I said yes to me.
That's a really amazing question. The answer to that question, because really, what really works is to actually just take the action and to reprioritize everything is what you're. Yeah, it's
If we
because
are okay with spending 80 to 100K on a wedding, we're okay in spending so much money on a person, a loved one who has passed, then can we please also be okay with spending the money when we are alive?
well, we're in an age now that people go into debt for a night out instead of something that is actually going to grow them. So really, by investing those thousands was, I guess, what really works is actually doing, yeah, spending it on something that grows and actually grows in us.
Seed has to be planted, and we know the seed, we have seen the seed, but we sadly look at what is a quick fix.
Yes.
Addiction is a quick fix. Doesn't matter whatever addiction is.
Yes.
And that can be like, I love clubbing, I love alcohol, I love whatever it is.
But well, it's what people spend their attention on. Being the name of the podcast, attention is the currency.
Right?
Where attention goes, your energy flows. What are trapped emotions, and why do they silently sabotage so many people after divorce?
Dr. Bradley Nelson and his wife really created emotion code. And when I heard about it the first time, I was like, okay, I'm interested. I'm curious. I'm curious enough to buy the book. Let me buy the book. And when I read the book, the way that they explain trapped emotions, literally when we suppress a situation in our life. So when I reflect back during my marriage, even after marriage, let's leave the marriage part out here. Even after marriage, there were so many moments, be that in my career, be that with my friends, be that because I want to be accepted, that I suppressed what I wanted to be okay with what was presented to me. When I suppress it and I don't take the time later that night to reflect upon it, to sit with that emotion, I am trapping it literally in my body. And when we trap one specific emotion enough times, that becomes this blob, this black blob, if you will, in our body, in our system, that is going to contaminate anything it can. And that's where disease comes from. When our emotional body, because here's the thing, Daniel, I believe we have four bodies. We have our physical body, our mental body, the way we think, the way we react, our emotional body, the way we feel, and then our spiritual body. But if the emotional body is contaminated so much with anger, with frustration, with fear, with depression, with anxiety, with abandonment, with heartbreak, whatever it is, you cannot see clearly. The road is always going to be foggy. And then you're going to make decisions on your life, on your day to day, based on this fog.
How does the emotional code method help people release from that? What's been holding them down for years?
You know, the beauty part I love about emotion code, the way it works, is we don't have to sit with it. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to relive it. It is a decision where you make, you're like, okay, I want to sit down with you. I want to release a topic. I've had clients that are like, I feel depressed. Actually, they don't say I feel depressed. They say I am depressed. But whenever you say I am, you're now attaching it to yourself as an identity statement. So I always teach them first, like, no, it's not I am, it's I feel. You're feeling that way. And feeling can be changed. And identity is harder to change. So when you reframe that, and when you are like, okay, depression, for example, that's the topic. I do the work, you sit there, you do nothing. My clients do nothing. I put on a meditation music for them to really be present with their bodies and feel into what is coming up for them. And I do the releases. But what is so beautiful is not only am I doing the method of the emotion code, I am actually utilizing my own gifts in this method, which is really, ooh, energy is moving to this, which is really leaning into the shadows that we hold. And that we believe, like, I'm always like this. I've always been this way. But why are you this way? I don't know. I'm always this way. I'm always the one who is oh, I had a client tell me this recently. They're like, I was always the troubled person. And they always said, why can you not be like your other sisters? Why do you have to be the rebel? Why do you have to be the black horse? And I'm like, okay, but why are you that way? I'm always this way. I don't know why I'm this way. I'm always this way. Well, there's more inside of that. There's more behind that. There's a reason why you're lashing out. There's a reason why you're trying to be different. There's a reason why we all find our own unique voice. But when you sit with the shadows of what is actually around you and you cast the light slightly differently, so the perspective changes, so the experience changes, you can transmute that shadow into light and feel lighter and feel more hopeful and feel more like, oh, I want to do this now. Go do it.
So your strong intuitive side. That's the
It is the intuitive side, and it's also the gift that I've been blessed with helping people releasing their shadows, releasing their darker emotions, releasing what they have believed they will never be able to let go of in their lives.
Can you share a transformation story that shows just how powerful this work can be?
Aw, there's so many.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Just
one
gonna pick one or two.
that um, I had this beautiful. Oh, she's such a sweetheart. I have a client who is in her 60s, and all her life she was told that she was a troublemaker. She was told to not think differently, not think that she could do better or be better than anyone in her family. And she was the first one in her family to complete her education, but she had to fight for it. Whenever she was sitting with a book, they were like, "Oh, you think you're smart?" But now think of that comment from a child's perspective. That's so damaging. So when we worked together for 3 months intensively. And after the 3 months, she was like, Matina, I've never had the shift that I experienced with you, with anyone else. And I've done many different things. She is so hopeful today that she decided to move to a different country and retire there. And I actually got a call from her not so long ago that she's like, Matina, I moved here, but this doesn't feel aligned anymore. This is not my energy anymore. It's like, how amazing is it that there was a period of life where you told yourself that your best scenario is for you to move to the city or this country and experience life there and retire there. And because your energy has shifted, you are welcoming more, you are ready for more, and you're now like, you know what? This place doesn't do it anymore. She was sad, but she was happy. She moved back. She's like, I am happy here. I have the right friends, I have the right experiences, I do what I love, I have the right resources around me. This is what I want. And I'm so, so, so grateful that I get to not, and this is what we often do, that we give up. We're like, okay, but I told myself for so long that this was going to be the way. I cannot tell myself it's not the way anymore. She was so courageous to tell herself, like, no, this is not the way. I'm going to go back. I'm going to do my way. You need self power. You need self courage. You need self love to be able to decide that, recognize that.
Seems
And
like
that's just
people,
one of the stories.
yeah, people live in
Sorry?
a lot of ultimatums where
Yes.
they just sit in that ultimatum if that's the end. But I guess also in that story, retirement's never the end. People just see that as the ultimatum. That's where nothing else is exciting going to happen, which is those things that you're clearing.
And the most exciting part is age is just a number.
Yes. It is.
She is excited today to find her partner. She's excited today to go out and do new experiences and have new experiences with new people around her because she so much believes in herself.
It's,
Self belief is the answer.
it's beautiful. Would you like to do another story? Would you like to move to the next question?
Hmm. I'm going to choose a different story here. This is where I get to work with a child. And this beautiful child is very competitive in his sports. And, but hey, just like us humans, and we are adults, like for a child to deal with emotions and not know what to do with these emotions is a real thing. So, this beautiful child, I am, I work with his mom and I'm very close to the whole family. And she was like, Matina, I really want you to talk to my child. Help him with his emotions because he is very competitive in sports. He is always performing great, but he has his down moments too, which we all do. So I worked with him. We talked about fixed mindset. We talked about growth mindset. We talked about emotions. We talked about meditation, visualization. We talked about so many amazing things that when I asked him today, how was it? Yeah, he can be saying like, "Oh, it was okay." How did you feel? I felt so good, and this happened, and that happened, and my friend that, but I stood strong, and I told myself I could do it, and I did it. And then when he has a low moment, okay, so in this moment, which emotions overpowered you? I don't know, maybe it was fear. Okay, let's say it was fear. What did you think that fear was made bigger? Bigger and you started feeling smaller. The other team was very, very good. Okay, so because you believe that the other team is good and better than, you make yourself smaller. What can you do to combat that? What can you do to make yourself like, yeah, the other team can be great, but I am great. I can do this. And we talked about how he would walk on the field, what he would repeat in his head, how he would visualize that he is doing the work the best capacity that he can. It's a completely different experience than what I shared earlier, but that's the power of mindset. And that's the power when we know and recognize our own emotions, how we can get to play with it.
It's like the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And that's where everyone is comparing themselves to everyone else. It's also like the saying where you don't ch compare your chapter 2 to somebody's chapter 13 or 20. Because and that's definitely a big thing that holds most people back, and it's where your work spans beyond just the your courses in divorce to help women to navigate the next steps. It's also so versatile across the board. It's just one example of one life path that's been challenging for you and many others, but other people have different types of challenges, but the strategies don't change.
No.
All the challenges are just as valid as the other ones, no matter what direction they went in.
100%. And this is the beauty part of it. I feel so blessed when I get to work with children because when you give them the right tools at such a young age, they are able and capable of moving through that really quickly. And when you get to remember and remind people that their past is not their future, they actually get to see the clean slate and not carry this big, heavy backpack of the past and try to make it better or try to survive another day. And it is in that regard, it doesn't matter whatever your situation is. I have clients who've gone through divorce, who are divorced, but I also have clients who are happily married, who have this amazing family, who hold space for one another. and who are smart enough to invest in themselves while they are living so that they can create a better tomorrow.
That's it, and it's just that's the most powerful message there, and it's just we don't all life isn't that straight line of everything's perfect, and of course we'd all love to think that we're told as children, oh, especially in the movies, that we grow up, we meet the amazing partner, and everything it comes together for us just as long as we go to school and get good grades. That's all we have to do, and which definitely doesn't pan out into our adult years. And I think, yeah, well, you're grounding the children. Maybe that's another program, is just for kids to assist them to have those skills and that knowledge early, so they can have that ideal life because they're more in touch with what's reality.
The kids of nowadays are very and highly intuitive, and they are being born in a different energy of this world. And we as parents don't always know how to handle that. And our parents dealt with different things. So in their generation, it was more about survival and building a better life. Nowadays, it's about how can you honor yourself, your emotions, your way of being, your way of doing more so that you also get to honor your children and teach them to honor their own emotions.
Well, that's
And
that's
Daniel, we don't like to talk about this though. We
yeah.
do not think the value or don't see the value of talking about our emotions.
I also think we don't. Yeah, we're not, a lot of people just are acknowledging the kids because we still remember what it was like to be kids as well. So we're not, as we learn these things as we get older, a lot of people are forgetting that now we can pass them on to the kids, pass on these better healthier habits. Uh,
Yeah.
my next question is around self-care, because this is a big thing and through your work. And why is self-care often dismissed as selfish? And how do we change that?
What is selfish? Selfish in the way of society that we're told is follow something or someone else to be convenient to the system that was created hundreds and thousands of years ago. But just like that system, the people are not the same. When something is born out of a new idea, it is pure. It has a story, it has a mission, it has a vision. But along the years, along the time frames, along the people that get to honor it, that same system gets contaminated and gets changed and gets to be told that this person is better than, that person is less than, this person is from this status, that person is from that status, this one is rich and that one is poor. But at the end of the day, we're all human beings. And we all have two basic needs: the need of safety and the need of belonging. If any of these two are on rocky foundation, you are going to have a rocky life. So now when you look at this from a lens of selfishness, when you have in front of you a man who is self-confident, who knows what he wants, who goes for it, and gets it done. Like, oh my God, look at that man. He knows what he wants. He's doing it all. He's having an amazing life. Now put that same frame for a woman. How can she do it? Isn't she being selfish? Does she have kids at home? Who is taking care of the house? Who is doing the cleaning? Who is making the cooking? Who is doing that? There are amazing men out there who know, who feel into, who honor their woman. who not only support them in their careers, who also support them in their home life as a family unit with cleaning, with caring for the children, with being together and being attentive to one another. But just like we need community and people around us to care for us, we also are equally in need of solitude, of sitting with ourselves, of listening to our emotions, of hearing our thoughts, of hearing what our higher power, our intuition is trying to tell us and teach us. So when we don't do it, we get dependent on everything and everyone else outside of you. And I know I was that person. And when you get to honor the inside world, when you get to honor and listen into yourself, you get to be a better person. You get to show up in a different way. If I had not chosen to listen to myself and invest in myself and do the things that I have done in the last few years, I would have been a miserable mom. I would have said to my kids, "You are everything to me, and I must pour all my ounce of energy in all of you." But now I also am demanding that you're going to give that same attention and time back to me because I am also dependent on you to give that to me now. That's not fair to them.
Yeah.
That's not fair to me.
Well, it's all parts of life is fulfilling, including having kids. That's my belief. Although I'm only a parent
Balance.
to a little hippo dog, but in the future, someday I'll have some kids. But my belief is everything's important because whenever I see relationships that are truly working, everything's important. It's not just the kids. It's the relationship, and it's also the work. Everything else, everything in life is fulfilling. Is also doing things that are you're passionate about, that don't burn you out, which brings us to the next question. How can somebody start protecting their energy before they've figured everything out?
The simple way of protecting your energy is deciding where is your energy coming from. So when you start the day and you're literally sitting and waking up, what is the energy that I'm choosing to carry today? Am I going to come from a love? Am I going to create that love bubble around me and decide I am love and I show up as love and I am going to be that love for everyone and anyone who comes across my path? Are you choosing to be the grumpy one and be like, I don't feel good tonight. I didn't sleep well. Everyone needs to stay away from me. That's the day you're going to have. How can you honor yourself by deciding what emotion, what is important to you, and what do you want to honor and spread into your day, sprinkle through your day? Gratitude, I know we hear it everywhere. It's the best antidote to loneliness. But gratitude doesn't mean like, oh, I'm so grateful for my house. I'm so grateful for my children. I'm so grateful for my health. I'm so grateful for the car that I drive. I'm so grateful for the road that's clean. No, you're using only your mouth to say it. You haven't evoked your emotions to say it. When I say I'm so grateful for my house, for the protection it provides me, for the cover it's giving me and my family, for the love that I can feel and build into our house, the energy that we hold in this house, the love that we carry in this. Now it becomes a lively thing. Now I'm feeling in my body what the house means to me. I'm so grateful for my healthy body that allows me to move with freedom without me thinking, my heart that's beating every second for me without me telling, please beat for me. It's beating for me. Oh my God, my hair looks so good. Yeah, okay, I could calm it, but it looks so good.
Yeah. Actually feel it. not just
Feel it.
emotions.
Yes.
I feel like, yeah, the energy. And it's just,
Energy is feeling. Energy is feeling, and feeling is energy. So when you feel low, that's the energy you're going to carry, and that's a lower frequency. When you feel happy, when you feel grateful, when you feel content, when you feel peace, when you feel enlightened, even if that enlightenment is for a second, you are in a higher frequency.
I always know that in my life and business, whenever I'm having fun and I'm calm, everything just goes more amazing. It's so true. And for someone listening right now, stuck in the either the post-breakup fog or the fog of life, what's the very first step they should take today?
Ask yourself the question, how is this fog honoring me? Because this fog is there for a reason. It's trying to protect you. It's trying to protect all the times and the ways of life where you have suppressed something. So when you sit with that fog and you come from compassion, you come from care, you come from curiosity, you don't come from should not ever be me. You don't come from why me. You don't come from victim mentality, but you come from compassion. You're actually allowing that fog to dissipate. And every single time you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I am this way, I am that way. Oh, I always do this. This is always how life has been for me. You're making that fog thicker and thicker and thicker. So honor yourself by asking yourself in a very compassionate, curious, childlike way, how is this fog honoring me today?
And that was your turning point from the very early on in the interview. That's the
Yes,
thing that changed. And the next thing for people that want to take the next step with you, Martina, what is the best way to get in touch, follow you, to jump onto your a great course for women navigating divorce,
awesome.
for everything.
Um, you can go to my website, matinasingh.com. You can look me up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube. And if you feel inspired to reach out, don't hesitate. Send me a DM on any of the platforms, and I will respond myself. And I will also make sure that you and your emotions are honored in the way that you have been longing for from yourself.
We'll make sure the links in the description as well. And our final signature close question of the interview, which is the most important one, Martina, because this is the one we really push out there on the reels. And it's if attention is the currency, what's the most damaging thing people spend it on, and what's the smartest place to invest it in instead?
The most damaging thing that we spend our currency on is telling ourselves that we're not good enough, comparing ourselves with others, making ourselves feel small because there are thousands of billions of people on this planet and everyone can do it. I'm not special. Biggest BS ever. And the best currency you can spend it on is investing in yourself and allowing yourself to see all of you. Honor your shadows. Cast a different light on your shadow so that it can turn into a light. A slightly different perspective is the answer that your heart and soul is looking for. Honor that, give it that, and allow yourself to rise from this fog and get into that clarity that you've been seeking.
Perfect. That's the great sign of question, the great answer to sign off our interview. Martina's story proves that leaving is only step one. The real transformation begins when you reclaim your self-worth, clear the weight of the past, and step into your next chapter without apology. You can connect with Martina, explore her work, and take your own first step towards freedom at matinasingh.com. And remember, healing isn't about waiting for time to do the work. It's about deciding you're worth the work right now. Thank you,
Yes, thank you
Tina.
so much, Daniel.
That was great.
This was amazing.
Yeah, everyone connect with Martina. It's yeah, she's doing some amazing things, and we'll see you all in the next episode of Attention is the Currency.